what? We also afflicted ourselves by going to serve other Elohims.
Okay, we already know that. But the thing about it, you're not dealing with prophecy. We deal with prophecy. After the 400-year prophecy, the Most High said he will judge these nations for forwarding the affliction. That's why nothing has been the same for them since 2019. And honestly, your biblical understanding is highly flawed because they cannot be graft. The graft is for the diaspora. They can only cleave. So you speaking to us like we aren't out here doing the work. But it appears that you're trying to save the heathen, even though the Most High told us to be ye separate. And once again, not be partakers of her sins. And to the other person that commented, do trust the plank is out of our eyes. We've been beating the drum for a long time. And they're still out here, these heathens, still calling us black, calling us wabos, calling us the N-word. And we're just supposed to take that and not rebuke them. See, the difference between you and my brother and myself is that we're standing in great boldness. And I can tell that you never read about the 70 shepherds. See, they were only allowed, according to the Most High, to kill a certain number of us. That's where forwarding the affliction comes from. They went over the amount the Most High told them to chastise. That's why they're under judgment. And once again, it's not our job to pull anybody out of the abominable church. That sounds like Christendom. As watchmen, as seers, we are here to speak the truth, regardless of how harsh it may sound. We're not here to prophesy smooth things. We're here to tell the truth. So to insinuate that we aren't studied, bro, we read past the Bible. We're in books that a lot of you won't even touch because it destroys Christianity. And this is why we call you Catholic Hebrews. Because you get out here, profess that you know the Most High, but when you start to speak and you get pressed on your doctrine, all of you start to sound like Christians. And to your other comment about Christians leading people out of the church into the truth, that's impossible. And I'll tell you why. Because Yahweh Shai made it clear. The only way to get to the Father is to do the will of the Father and the Mother. And we know you're not well studied in that, regardless of if they're kin. So you have Christians blaspheming the Holy Spirit, but yet they're supposed to bring people into the truth. A lot of you Israelites aren't even in the truth because you still teach from a Eurocentric standpoint. You don't acknowledge the Holy Spirit for who she is, wisdom. We've already proven that, and no one will touch it. We've already proven that salvation is only for Yasharallah, but yet everybody's still trying to graft these heathens in. Where's the justice? Did you know that the word justice is nowhere in that New Testament? Nowhere? Yeah, go to the KJV online and do a word search. It's not there. You don't think that's odd? See, they created that religion so they could afflict the saints, call on their white Jesus character, hopefully get raptured, and not have to pay recompense and be judged. Did you also know in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, in the book of Joel, they also took out the word justice? See, we read the pseudepigrapha. We read the Nag. We read all the additional books that the church tells people not to read. You know, Second Ezra about the worthy, Second Ezra 2 and 14, 42 through 47. At the end, those who have wisdom will understand the worthy, those who acknowledge the Ruach HaKodesh for who she is. So your words are falling on deaf ears because the only thing you're doing is spewing Christian dogma. See, we prove all things. We don't just get on social media and talk. These heathens are under judgment. The only thing they can do, according to prophecy, is cleave. And even cleaving is not a guarantee. They have to pay for the sins of their fathers because they've never repented. That's prophecy. All praises to the Most High. Shalom.